Hello, all you overthinkers. Today on Layman's Logistics, we're going to check out Luck Be a Landlord. This is an amazing roguelike where you're a tenant in a building, you roll your slot machine, and you earn money so that you can pay your rent, and then eventually beat the big boss, the landlord himself. So today we're going to start on a fresh save. I've not played at all on this one so far, if I did my research correctly and was able to reset it. So to start here, enjoy your stay in our apartment complex. It comes with a complimentary slot machine. You can use it to get coins and pay your rent. Speaking of which, your rent is 25 coins, and it is due in 5 spins. Good luck, your landlord. Landy McLandlord at bouncy.mail. Alright, so here we've got our spinning wheel. We've got our cashier in the bottom left-hand corner. We've got all of our wheels. And we can fill these with various symbols. So right now what we have on here is 15 blank spaces. They give us nothing. We've got a coin, which gives us 1 per spin. A cherry that gives us 1 per spin. A pearl that gives us 1 per spin. A flower, which does the same. And then a cat. And we'll notice on the cat, that's the first one that we have that has extra conditions. And so this game's all about synergy and making things come together and grow. So cats will destroy milk, which gives 9 coins for each destroyed milk. So let's go ahead and spend our 1 coin here to roll the dice, see what we get. All right, so we got 5 coins from that. That was pretty standard for our first roll, but now we get to choose new symbols to add on to. And this will keep compounding as we go through the game. So, seeing as we need to make some money, we don't want to skip at all right now. We need to make enough. Let's go ahead and go for flowers, because flowers are kind of a cool thing that we can synergize with. There's also symbols like the bubble that will destroy itself after a certain amount of times. These are awesome because they give you cash consistently, but also disappear eventually, so we don't have to worry about them clogging up the pipeline at all. So let's go ahead and add this to the wheels and see what we get here. Okay, so we're up to 17. We can add keys, which will destroy these various treasure chests and give us varying amounts. But right now, what I'm liking is the cat, because if we can get multiple of the same symbol, we can actually pull off synergies where things will pop at the same time. I'm not liking any of the options here, so I'm actually going to go ahead and skip. Since we have the money that we need, we can afford to skip. All right, and we got 33, so we're going to pay our rent. Your rent is due. Pay up. Thanks, your landlord. All right, he's now increasing our rent to 50, and this is due in 5 spins. So the game gets exponentially harder the longer you go. We probably won't win this first round of it, but we're going to do our best. Let's go ahead and look at doing the wealthy capsule. Destroys itself, gives 10 coins when destroyed. It gives 0, but we're pretty much guaranteed for it to come up with having so few symbols. This is another aspect of the game right here. After a rent payment, you get to choose an item, and these items do special things. You can do a variety of different things and change the game. So here, we've got our lime pepper, which is a common. It gives us 6 coins whenever you spend a reroll token, which we haven't gotten to yet, but eventually we'll get reroll tokens, apparently. Black suits, common. You may destroy this item after 7 spins, adds a clubs and a spades, and these do special things if there's more around them, and then when it's destroyed. Quietly the wolf, common. Wolf gives 1 more, and dogs transform into wolf. That's actually not too bad, and I think that's the one I'm actually going to go with here. We got a big 10 from that wealth capsule popping open. That's really good for us. Let's go ahead and add this lockbox, because we might be able to get a key or something like that and pop it open. This game is really pick and choose as you can and kind of try and survive, because it does get a lot harder, and you can tell that we're going to start falling behind. Let's go ahead and let's get this one here. It's not great for right now, but eventually we will get money from it. Light bulbs will make adjacent, gems give more money. And so for right now, we have our pearl right here. So we're going to go ahead and add this because we'll get some extra. And it went off right away. You can see that it went off in the bottom right corner. We're looking good on money right now, so let's go ahead and go with this right here, because this looks really interesting. Gambler. Hello, your rent is due. Pay up. Thanks. And it'd be nice if he, like, told us a little bit about himself before demanding money from us. This is ridiculous. Well, we're down to $6 again. And he's doubling our rent again. So now in 6 spins, we have to make $100. Which is outrageous in this economy. So this is our first chance to see one of our items come into play. So this wolf here gives 2 normally. But because of our item, it's going to give 3 per turn. I wish it would reflect in this amount right here. Unfortunately, it doesn't, and it wasn't designed that way. That's one suggestion that I wish the developer would do, is he would change it to where you could see what it actually will give you, given all of your perks on the side, but it's a small price to pay. This is what I was hoping to get here. The Lucky Cat. Common. You are 1.3 times more likely to find uncommon, rare, and very rare symbols for each cat. You'll notice we got 2 cats early on, and we are now going to get 3 times the luck on finding better things. I'm going to look at what symbols we have here. We have 8 blanks, so we can add up to 8 more symbols without really worrying about them. I like the idea that this is going to give us more per turn. Again, the expenses just keep going up, so we got to be able to make more money. We have been waiting for a key for this lockbox. Let's see if we can get it to go off. It didn't, but we did get the pearl to go off, so that's a good synergy right there. I think we're going to go with the goose just because it has a chance of adding a golden egg. It'd be really lucky if it went off on the first turn. I did not expect it to, though. Let's go ahead and add another lockbox. Maybe we'll get lucky and it will pop one. There you go. We popped one for 16. That means that we're at 97. We're almost definitely going to get this rent payment. But as you can tell, it starts to get to a point where you may be 1 or 2 off, and it gets a little rough. So this bar of soap here is uncommon. It gives us 1 coin, but it will add a bubble each spin and destroys itself after giving coins 3 times. These are great because these bubbles automatically give 2. So we're getting a lot of coin for a very easy item to add, and they all destroy themselves, so we don't really need to worry about it. We're going to pay our rent and keep moving. Our rent has increased to 150 in 6 turns. Hello, comrade. Your local mutual aid network has heard of your rent situation. To help you with your trials, we are giving you 2 reroll tokens and 2 removal tokens to help defeat your landlord. Stay strong. So this right here is really cool. I really like this aspect of it. We can now re-roll our options down here if we don't like them. Right now, I actually like these options, so we're not going to get to see it right away, unfortunately, because we need a dice for this gambler, because we'll pop him and he will give us 14 coins when we do. Here, I'm thinking that we're going to go with this because it's passive income. We can destroy symbols now, which would be removing them from our deck. This will be really, really important when we have a full deck that we're working with, because things like the coin will give 1, but we might have something that gives 3. And we don't want to have it rolling the 1 over and over and over again if we can get 3 each turn. So it comes down to playing the odds and seeing what we can get whilst also having enough on the board. So since we got that dice early, we can go along with the gambler trend here. This is coming up well for us. I think we're going to go with the goldfish because this will eat bubbles and give us 25 coins. Can't beat that so far, so we're going to go with that. Until all of our things are going off and we're getting more and more coins each turn. I am going to re-roll here because I'm not loving any of those options. And I think we're going to go with the wine here because the wine is doing well for us up here already. It's a consistent source of money and we don't have to worry too much about it. Adjacent blanks give 1 more. Destroys itself if adjacent to 0 blanks and gives 8 when destroyed. This is just always a good thing to take in my opinion. I have played this game a decent amount, not by any means all the way through. But I have played through a couple levels just to see what I thought of the game before I brought it to the channel. I wanted to see if it fit the vibe, kind of fit what I wanted to do for some of our first videos. So, Rain, we can go ahead and take that. This is the synergy I was talking about with flowers earlier, is rain will give flowers make 2 times more money. It's a really cool effect if it goes off, but oftentimes what happens is they're too far away to actually do anything. In the meantime, we did hit our rent for 211, so we're doing fine on that. And you'll notice we keep the excess, so if we're generating a lot more than our rent, we actually do a lot better. So your rent has increased $225, and it is due in 7 spins. Good luck. Well, it looks like we got to make some more money here, so let's get back into it. Destroy itself at least one of the symbols to add. Destroys itself. At least one of the symbols to add after this spin will be rare or better. Ooh, now that's interesting. This is a guaranteed good roll the next time we roll. And I think we can afford that because we have kind of an excess from the previous. But now we've got to look at these options. So Shattered Mirror is interesting because it gives 24 coins every 7 spins, but you have 1 less symbol to choose from after a spin. So this is permanent. We can't get rid of this, so we will only ever have 2 options after every spin. Or seeds are 100% more likely to grow. We haven't really seen seeds, but they can grow into a variety of different fruits and things, including flowers. And give 12 more coins. And then this one obviously is monkeys give 2 times more. So I think we're actually going to go with the watering can here. I like the odds of it. I like what it does. I feel comfortable with that. We did get our lucky capsule popped, so now we get our rare symbol. This is going to be a ruby, which gives 3, and it gives 1 more if there are at least 2 rubies. So that's a great start right there. That's an automatic 3, and it just doubled, so we're going to get 6 from it this turn. So that was an absolute steal for our case. Destroys itself adds 1 symbol that was destroyed this game. When destroyed, cannot add capsules. I say why not? This is basically a free item. We've destroyed mostly bubbles and things like that, so I'm comfortable with what it would bring back. It's not going to bring back anything we don't want. I'm going to reroll that because I'm not liking any of it. These both are really interesting. The Hex is kind of a gamble. I mean, it really is a gamble. This whole game is gambling in its own right. You're trying to make the right strategic choice, and that's why I thought it would be good for the channel. We're trying to make the right choice. We're trying to optimize our build to see how long we can go, and that's why I love this kind of game. But this one right here is a little too much for my blood right now because we're going to have to chance a 30% chance that none of the symbols around it give any money. And we just don't have that kind of margin right now. I mean, we need a decent amount of money in the next 4 spins. So let's go ahead and go with the B. It does boost flowers, so we're kind of building up a synergy with flowers here. Although I don't think I've seen it go off yet. This is a naturally occurring rare creature. This is a geologist. He'll destroy adjacent ore, pearls, shiny pebbles, and big ore, and sapphires, and he will give +1 for every one of those that he does. That is an awesome, awesome effect. And I'm really excited that we got that, because we have some pearls just sitting on the board for nothing, and they're not really doing anything at the same time. And we use our first one right now, big ore. We can go for that. That's great. Look at that. 49 off a single spin. Sapphire, that's going to go straight into the geologist, and it did. Wow, that's impressive. They don't usually pop that quick, so don't get too used to that. We made 303. Our rent was 225. Let's keep on trucking. Rent is now 300 in 7 spins. So we're getting another boost with some more rerolls and some more removals. Again, we haven't used the removals yet because they just really haven't been important. I don't like any of these options. I'm going to see if there's anything better. I will take a bar of soap because we have a fish. I'm going to do this because it gives us 1 coin each spin, so it's a free spin, because if you've noticed, it costs us 1 coin to spin every time. But it removes each of the coins before each spin, gives 3 of those, gives 3 coins whenever one is removed. So basically, that coin that we had on the board is now going to get transformed into 3 coins. And also, our fish ate a bubble, which is awesome. There is a toddler here. It destroys adjacent items. I like the fish aspect that we're going for right now, so I'm not really going to bother about the toddler, and I don't like really our option. So we're going to re-roll again. And we will take the wolf, because the wolf is going to give us 3 per turn. It's a good fix. The water finally went off on the flower. That is amazing. Here's a cool synergy that we can do. This oyster has a 20% chance of adding pearls. Adds a pearl when removed. So, you'll notice our geologist eats pearls. So if we add this, we have a 20% chance of adding a pearl. And then this guy can remove it and permanently give more. So it's kind of a escalating situation here. The very rare chest is just a really good find. I'm going to take a very rare right now. We don't have any reason not to. That was a double pearl. That was insane. All right. Looking at these, we're going to take the hustling capsule. Are we? I think we're good to take the hustling capsule. And if we're lost by exactly 7, then I am fully to blame here. But looking at this pool ball will give us 1 each turn. And this will take 7 in 1 turn. So as long as we have this for more than 7 turns, it pays itself, and it's just perfect free money that doesn't take up a slot. So I'm okay with that. And we got the pearl eaten as well, so we are going to be just fine here. See, never had any doubts. You can't doubt me too much. We don't really want the common item right now. We've got a decent system going here. The bee hit 2 of them. That was a big spin there. All right, let's go ahead and go for another oyster. I like the synergy that we're getting with the oysters. Although our board is getting a little cluttered. So let's go ahead and pay our rent for 300. We have 109 left over. We need 350. And let's go ahead and add a strawberry. Let's go ahead and I guess we're going to take a gray pepper, since what we're about to do is remove some symbols. You can notice that there's no blank spaces here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this goose that we got early on, because it's not really doing any good for us. We're going to go ahead and remove one of the... Ooh, this is a hard decision here, actually, because anything that we remove is going to cause issues. Wait, hold on. We're at 20 symbols. We're actually at perfect symbols right now, so as long as we don't add anything, we don't need to remove anything. I like to keep it pretty tight here. I will go up for capsules every once in a while, because this one will double the value of everything around it. So very useful. And like here, we'll add a rain, but if we're going to add a rain, I'm going to remove a cat, because we're not really using the cats right now. But the rain will start to benefit these flowers more. So we're going to go ahead and add another oyster. And then skip. And then we're going to go ahead and remove the other cat, because we don't really want that on here. We're starting to get pearls. We will go up because of those pearls, but this geologist, the higher the chances of them eating it is the more pearls we have. I'm also going to remove this cherry, because we're not really using it. It's a 1 coin. Alright, so now let's go ahead and look at doing a dog, because we know that dogs will turn into wolves, which will give us 3 coins. So that's definitely worth it, in my opinion. And then yet another oyster. We're doing fine on money. We've got the strategy going here, I think. We might actually be able to beat this one. I will take a removal capsule, because if it gets too cluttered, we want to be able to remove things. We don't want to be locked in forever. 305, or 350. Now we're back down to 152, and our rent is going to be 425 next turn. 8 spins to do this. And we get some more removals. That's wonderful. I'm going to re-roll this and see if we can get anything better. I love the arrow idea here. Point a random direction. Symbols that are pointed to give 3 times more. I think we're going to take this, because I like the idea of it. And we're also going to take the reroll here, because this is anything that rolls less than optimal will reroll itself. It doesn't guarantee that this thing rolls a 5, but as you can see right there, we went from 1 to 5, and the arrow hit the geologist, so we got a maximum gain there. That was amazing. We don't really need any of those. Again, at this point in the game, I'm going to be a lot more picky about what we're picking, because there's really no point in trying to fill the board with things that are unnecessary, honestly. This right here is the dove. I really think this is going to be good. I was just reading it as I was talking to you guys. That's why I kind of slowed down for a second. But if an adjacent symbol would be destroyed, instead it isn't. And this symbol permanently gives one more coin. This is going to pair awesome with this guy right here. Because every time he eats a pearl, and this is near the pearl will stay on the board, but the dove will go up by 1. Don't need anything there. We're going to keep going. Pearls are getting eaten. I love to see it. Don't need anything there. We're going to go ahead, though, and trim down maybe the goldfish. Ah, man. This is a hard one. Let's do the goldfish, the lockbox, and maybe also the chest. Because it's not really worth waiting around since we haven't gotten a key. If we get a key next turn, I'm going to kick myself for that, but right now I think it's best if we can do this. Light bulbs, we got a lot of items that it will be used on. This was a great fit for this. Perfect. All right, we do not need more oysters. We've already got plenty of oysters, and if we get too many, it can flood our system. This right here, you can see the dove ate the effect that would remove that. We'll take a hustling capsule. Could be fun. That was a negative. I did not know it could do that. If you didn't see it there, the dove stopped the hustling capsule from exploding. So it removed 7 coins, but didn't add the item. That hurt. I mean, we still fine on money, so we're okay. But that didn't feel great. A rare key, are you kidding me? Destroys adjacent symbols and gives 3 times more. Oh, we could have gotten $300 from this. Oh, that's just my luck. Whenever I do something that thinks it's going to be smart, it never is. Let's go ahead and do, if you have 1 spin left before your rent is due, you may skip your next rent. If you do, at least one of the items to add after paying rent will be rare or better. I like that. Seems interesting. Oh, the geologist and... Oh man, these are our 3 most valuable symbols and they just all popped at the same time. That makes me so happy to see. We're going to keep trucking because we're doing really well right now. It does not normally go like this. I will say I ran a couple rounds just to try it out again, and I failed most of those. So the fact that this is going so well for the first one on camera is just insane. I did not expect this. We're going to see if there's anything... Nope, nothing good that we want, so we're going to keep going. Whoop, that flower just got a lot of extras right there. Oh, really? Only 4? Man, we're going to have to try a flower build at some point. I'll take a removal capsule. A removal capsule can be good. And our geologist went off. Removal capsule pops, and we get 66 on that spin. Add a pearl, why not? Ooh, 2 of the oysters added pearls this time. That's going to be awesome. Miner, milk, and goose. We don't need any of those. Oh, more oysters being added on. Let's go ahead and add an ore, because this geologist can eat ore. I am starting to see an issue with our strategy in that he's not really coming up against them very often, and we've already got 5 pearls. So how long is it going to be until he eats one of them? We've got 575 in the bank. We've got more than that. So let's go ahead and skip this spin and guarantee a rare. We get some more removal tokens. We're going to re-roll this. I think that we should go for another geologist. And we're going to go for the cleaning rag. I know this is a rare, but just looking at this will make all of our pearls give one more. It is just absolutely worth it right now. We're going to remove the strawberry. It's not worth our time. And we're going to go ahead and remove the bee, honestly. We're not really using it. And we'll probably cut it down to 1 flower. I'm trying to run this really smooth, really lean, because the temptation is to constantly add, and then you fail because you don't have anything to synergize with. You're using too many items, and there's not enough synergy to actually make it profitable. And, you know, we're close enough right now, we might as well try and win this round. We're doing really well, actually. Better than I would have expected. Alright, let's see. We've got a seed, rabbit fluff, and a hex of hoarding. We don't need any of those. That geologist is really going at it. I'm impressed. 76. That's such a big roll right there. We don't need any of these things, so let's keep going. Oh my goodness, these geologists are just eating it up. Quite literally, actually. Let's go after the Void Stone. The Void Stone is good because it will destroy itself. And it didn't, but it gave the dove an extra. Yeah, I think we got this locked down. I think we're going to win this, actually. We're going to add a pearl. Nice. So these are all going to get their bonuses. That's great. We're going to put another Void Stone. Sure, let's skip the rent. We've got plenty of money in the bank. We're not going to regret that at all. It is tempting to add another geologist. Is there enough for him to eat, though? There is not. We are running out of it because the other guys have been doing such a good job. But this guy adds a coin each spin. This won't matter because we have the coin on a string, but the coin on the strings means that this guy's going to give us 4 coins per turn. I'm okay with that. Do we have any cats left? We do not. Then we're just going to take the horseshoe. It's 2 extra coins per turn. That's totally worth it. He's going to do this. It'll add a coin. And then the next turn, that coin will be removed, and you'll see this give extra coins. Alright, let's keep going. Okay, I don't think we need anything there. Let's keep on trucking, see if we can find anything else. I didn't really plan on the first video being a 30-minute video, but this round is going so well that there's really nothing I can do about it. Like, we're going to go through the round. I'm not going to cut it off halfway through and make you guys wait. We're almost there. 10 out of 12 payments, and we've only got 5 turns left. I think we're going to do it, unless something goes terribly wrong. I think we got this. But this game can throw you curveballs like crazy. I don't want to add anything else. I don't want to ruin it. I'm afraid, though, if I don't add stuff, it's going to ruin it somehow. Let's see. Okay, I'm liking our odds here. Let's go. Alright, we're averaging like 80, 90 per spin, which is really, really good, actually. It means that we're making consistent money. And even our low spins are like 60s, which is plenty to meet these goals. The game does get harder. This is the first layer of the building. You'll see at the end here, this building has apartment levels, and each level has its own challenge. This is just playing the game completely vanilla, no extras, no add-ons, no anything else. Looking to see if there's anything there here that's important or useful. There's really not. We'll see about this one. This one is kind of a safety in the bag. Basically, at the end here, if we win, you'll see that we'll unlock floor 2, and that floor 2 will come with like maybe the 3rd or 4th rent payment, or the first rent payment will cost more money. and that compounds until I think there's like 12 or 13 floors. And so it gets wild. You get to a point where you've got items that no longer function, items that are being added. Cool, we just got an achievement for have a geologist destroy 20 or more symbols before rent payment number 12. That is an achievement right there, and we will take it. Again, our rent payments are going really well. We've got the money. Like, this is just, we're going to bring it home here. I kind of want to see the excess that we got. I'm going to skip that going. My goodness. This run has been insane. I legitimately thought we were going to completely fail our first run, and I was going to have to do like 2 or 3 of these just to kind of introduce you guys to the game, and instead, this game just decided to give me the most amazing first run ever. Like, we are well above what we needed to be. We're not having to worry about too little money or anything like that. This is great. So we'll go ahead and finish this out here. And I'll show you guys what our future is going to look like with the next levels. Take a stone, why not? Victory lap, we'll take the extra money. We don't like paying rent anyways. And we'll skip the final payment. Alright. We won a round. I was not expecting that for our first round. I'm going to highlight the options on the screen here. We can continue playing in endless mode if we get a super insane run. Like something where we're making trillions of dollars per spin. We might go into endless for a little bit just to play around with it, see if we can break the game a little bit. But honestly, we won the game. We did okay. We don't need to keep going to say that we won this. So we'll go ahead and go to main menu here. And you will see, if we get a start now, rent payment 7 costs 25 more coins. That doesn't sound like a big whoop. We were beating it by a huge margin there. But let me tell you, when you are barely making your payments, 25 more coins can kill a run so quickly. And it just gets worse from there. So, with that being said, this is the first level and the first run of Luck Be a Landlord for Layman's Logistics. If you guys have made it this far, thank you so much. We're a small channel. We're growing, streaming, shorts, long-form videos. I'd love to hear your voices in the comments. Let me know what you like, what you don't like. Let me know topics that interest you. This is a channel for learning about new things. It's for non-skill based. I'm not going to be playing any hardcore shooters or anything like that. This is for a game that require thinking and logic and planning. You will see some Trackmania on the channel that is entirely skill based, and it's just fun because it comes down to planning the best routes. But truly, I appreciate you guys for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day.